welcome to, I'm not sure what episode of the Fibre Nerd podcast. It might be episode 10, which is really cool. Today is Monday, February 12th, 2018, and it's my sister-in-law Stephanie's birthday today, so happy birthday, Steph, if you ever get a chance to watch this. And I am living in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada with my husband and my son and my 3 cats, Wicket, Cricket, and Kennedy. And I am a indie dyer, and that is my full-time business. My business is called Allison Barnes Yarn, and you can see some of the yarn behind me. I did a little bit of knitting this week. Oh, I want to welcome new viewers and welcome back returning viewers. Thanks for coming to watch today. I apologize if I keep looking off camera. I just get distracted by the mess that's on my desk over there, and I'm trying not to look at it. I want to focus on you guys and tell you what I've been up to. So this is a podcast about knitting and sometimes crocheting, hand dyeing yarn, sometimes spinning, sewing, crafty things, and life in general. I'm going to start with the knitting though. I did do some knitting this week. I'm just gonna have a sip of coffee. This is my mug from Lettered Glass. She is an Edmonton designer. I'm just gonna put that away. And I guess I'll talk about first my hat. This knitted hat is a pattern by Athena of Knits and Knacks, and it uses 1 skein of my DK weight yarn. It's called the Streametta hat. I have some kits available in the shop in a variety of colors, including this one. This one's called Mead, and there's also spruce tree, silver gray, granite gray, eggplant, and You Had Me at Merlot. Various colors available. If you don't see the one that you need, it may just be because I don't have a matching pom-pom available at this time. There's no pom-pom on this one, but I do have pom-poms available in various colors. I have some natural colors. I have like a natural brownish blonde color, which would look really cute with the Mead. I have this, oh, this is probably my favorite one. This one looks good with both the eggplant and the You Had Me at Merlot. And there's a green, which looks perfect with spruce tree. And I have one left of the gray, which would work for either of the gray colors. So if you want a gray one and you don't want the color that's listed, like say I have silver gray listed as available but granite gray not listed as available, it's just because I only have 1 pom-pom left. You can message me if you want me to switch the colors for you. So I love this hat. I wear this hat, and I have a green one that was knitted for me as well. And it's just a great everyday fall, winter, spring hat. Wear it inside when you have a bad hair day. If it's not -20 out like it is today, then it works. You can fold up the brim to turn it more into a beanie style, which I'm not going to do because I'll mess up my hair. And I picked the Mead one today because it matches the writing on my shirt, which says, "I find your lack of yarn disturbing," which is a subtle Star Wars reference, and we love Star Wars. Okay, let's do knitting. I actually did not touch my sister shawl for a week, but I picked it back up again on Friday night, and I knit 2 rows, and then Saturday I didn't knit it at all, but then Sunday I knit a whole bunch, and I'm almost back to where I started when I had to rip back the whole lacy zag section. So I'll show you where I am now. So this is where I am now. I'm almost 1.5 repeats done of the lacy zags, this green section. The green color is called Velvet Chesterfield, and it's part of my vintage family room set. And one available in the shop right now. So it uses the green, the speckle, which is called etched mirror wall, and then this gold, which is called shag carpet. And I'm really feeling good about knitting on this again. I really needed a break. I was frustrated. I didn't want to knit on it after I had to rip up the lace, and luckily I have other projects I can work on. So I'm excited to finish it. They did extend well, they didn't really extend the cutoff date for your FOs. They drew, they meaning the Stitchin' Sisters, Cozy Up with the Stitchin' Sisters, they have a mystery knit along for this shawl. This is their pattern called the My Sister Shawl. And they drew prizes already for like the main prizes, but they knew that there were a few people who were struggling to keep up with the clues, and so they're kind of extending. The original date is past. They're going to let it go until Thursday, February 15th, and then they're going to draw additional prizes. So the people who finish on time get a second chance to win, and then the people who couldn't finish get a first chance to win. So I might be able to finish. I don't know, but I'm happy to be working on it again. It feels good in my hands. I'm not rushing. I'm enjoying the process. I really look forward to having this and wearing it because I love the color so much. And so that is all for my Sister Shawl. I'm just gonna put that away, and I'm going to grab another sip of coffee because I got I bought a French press when I was at IKEA. They were like 10 bucks, and I've always wanted to try one. And because I'm like a 1 cup of coffee at a time kind of person, making a pot of coffee isn't always the best for me unless I'm really tired. Even half a pot of coffee, I end up dumping it at the end of the day because I have like 1, maybe 2 cups of coffee a day. And I like it. It's good. It's rich, good flavor. It's pretty quick. It's fun using the coffee press. Okay, the other thing I have been working on is my pink and blue sock, which is using, I just dropped a needle, this Regia. And so I am on the second sock, and I've got quite a bit done. I worked on this off and on over the week, so I finished the cuff. It's just a basic vanilla sock. I cast on 64 stitches on, these are 2.75 millimeter needles. They're 9-inch circulars, which is how I have been enjoying knitting my socks. And I did a 2-inch cuff, because I like a nice long cuff. And I knit basically from the cuff to where I am now on Saturday night, because I kept trying to get to a blue section, and I did hit a little blip of blue, which I can't even see now, but there was a little blip of blue. Yeah, I can't even see. Oh, yeah, you can't see it. It just kind of goes purplish. Oh, there's the blue. This little blip of blue. Can you see that? Hard to see. Maybe it's still a little bright in here. That's okay. So I'm well on my way to getting to the heel flap. Not the heel flap. I'm going to do the fish lips kiss heel, which is what I did on the first sock. That's the first sock. So this is just a pick up, put down project. I take it with me to soccer. I take it with me to like a doctor's appointment. If I have to wait, I can pull out my sock. It's easy to pick up and put down. The other sock that I started, I did show you last week that I had started this little baby cuff. I picked it up again last night, and I knit a couple repeats of the cabling, and I wanted to show you. I'm not sure if these are the correct needles, that like the needle size that I should be using. This is the Prong sock pattern by Nicole Bracey. And you can see it looks like antlers, and it runs down the top of the foot. And do you remember what I called this color? Was it called Sigh? I think it was called Sigh, right? One of my quiet colorways. So Whisper is the pink and gray one. This is a mint green one. This is brand new. It hasn't been released yet. I think it's called Sigh. And it's dyed in a similar way of my Whisper colorway. And I have other colors one other color I'm going to share with you today from the quiet line. But it's actually really fun to knit this. I knit, for me, it went really quickly last night. I knit this last night. And it's just a 6-row repeat of K-bowling, and it's pretty easy, but I did drop a stitch and then I had to pick it back up, and I might have messed up a little bit. That's okay. That's okay. I'm not a big fan of using the cable needle and stuff because I'm always scared that the stitches are gonna slip off when I'm trying to knit. So if the size, like to me the size looks like it's a little bit big, even though I'm a smaller needle size than my pink socks. And I'm using wood needles, which I generally knit tighter on wood needles, but it's still feeling a little big. So I'm gonna keep going for a little bit, maybe, but I'm kind of thinking that I want to go down to like a 2.25, and I'd like to use my metal needles, but I have to find them. So I'll keep you posted on the progress of my prong socks, but ideally I would like to have at least one finished for my first market of 2018, which is a curated market, and that's happening in Edmonton on March 10th and 11th. Yeah, 10th and 11th at the Prince of Wales Armories, and I'm dyeing up a storm for the market, and then I go on a little vacation, and then I come back, and then I have the market. So I'm trying to get as much done now as I can before I leave, so that it's all ready to go. So that's all for knitting. I did do some sewing yesterday. I started piecing my cardigan together, and I brought down what I have done so far, and I tried it on. I'm not going to try it on right now, but I did try it on. This is the back. These are the sleeves, and then the front is in a different color. It's in a gray, a darker gray, and these are both sweater knits. And I made it so that it goes just past my bum, and I added pockets on the front. And so what I have to do next is I have to hem the bottom, and I have to hem the sleeves, and then I have a like a button band kind of thing, although I'm not going to add buttons. This piece that's going to be going all the way around, goes around the neck, and then it goes down the front of the cardigan, and it finishes off very nicely. So that's what I have left to do for that. So I'll probably have that ready to show you next week, I hope, because I'd like to wear it. So that's the Grandpa cardigan, and it's a pattern by Patterns for Pirates. And as usual, I will put any links to any places that I talk about down below. This episode seems to be going by really quickly, so it could be a short episode. That's okay. I didn't do hardly any dyeing last week. I did not touch my dye pots until Friday afternoon. I think it was Friday afternoon. And all I did was four sections of roving, and 2 of those are for a custom order, so that there's nothing to show you for roving. But I guess that is kind of the knitting content and sewing and crafting content.
So I am editing my video and I just realized that I forgot to show you the other new colorway from my quiet line, and so I'm just doing a quick video now to insert it into the podcast. This is called Murmur, and it is a kind of lavender, purple, and gray with speckles, and this is basic sock, and I also have it here on my single ply worsted weight. This is one of the new 4 colors of my quiet line. I already showed you the mint green and gray with speckles called Sigh, and I have 2 more colors that are actually currently being designed into a shawl, and I will share those for you on a future podcast.
I would love to talk to you about what I did on the weekend. And my son's birthday was at the end of January, and for his birthday, my husband bought tickets to a wrestling event in Calgary, and we live in Edmonton. And so the boys were driving down to Calgary Saturday afternoon and spent the night overnight, and which meant that I was going to have the house to myself, and I thought I would invite a few friends over. I had my friend Ashley and my friend Ariana come over. Ashley is also an indie dyer, and her business is Comfy Cozy Knits. I own quite a few skeins of her yarn as well, and Ariana has never done dyeing before, but she is a prolific knitter. And so what we did for fun was we had some wine, we did some dyeing together, and Ariana has never dyed before, so she was having a blast, and we were just smiling because of her reactions to the way the colors were coming out. So our idea for dyeing was we each picked a color, so that there were 3 colors that we would dye together. So I picked a neon green, Ashley picked a dark plum purple, and Ariana picked a super bright blue, and we each had to use all 3 colors on a skein of yarn. And we decided to test out a new base that I brought in, and it's an 8515 superwash merino nylon. It's a very nice round plump sock yarn, and I forget how many yards there are in a skein. It might be like 400, but I can't remember. It might be more. Maybe it's more like 435 yards. But these are 100-gram skeins, and so we each had our own pot. We prepped the wool, we put it in the pot, we got our acid and water, and then we decided to do speckle dyeing. So we were sprinkling dye powder on our skeins, wearing our masks, wearing gloves, and I'll show you how they turned out. So I will show you my skein to start with. These are almost completely dry, but not totally dry. This is my skein. I really like it, and I'm probably just going to keep it for some fun socks. Kind of a, a girls' night memory of what we dyed and the fun that we had. So that's so fun. I love that. And now I will show you Ashley's. And Ashley's is quite a bit paler. She went very light on the speckling. And it's fun to see how our techniques and our preferences and our style really change the way the colors appear on the yarn. Isn't that pretty? It's a lot more subtle, a lot more like watercolors. And then Ariana, who does not have any dyeing experience but loves color and loves saturated color and doesn't like white spots on her yarn, well, she went to town, and this is hers. Okay, so she does have a few white spots, but if she could go back and dye it again, I'm sure she would have covered those up. And it's really pretty. she had a little more water in her pot. She started with 2 colors, the green and the neon green and the blue, and the green and the blue mix. So she's getting this like dark green, almost teal color on part of the yarn. And then after that color had set, she flipped it over, and then she added purple on the other side. Very, very pretty. So look how interesting these are together. They use the same colors, but they all turned out very different from each other, and I think that is so cool. And that would be a really great way to dye a faded set for a shawl or a sweater or something where you want to do fading. Use same colors in different intensities or in different dyeing techniques. I think that would be so much fun. So I'll be taking those to the girls at knit night on Tuesday, because they'll definitely be dry by tomorrow. So that's what we did, and then we had dinner and we watched a movie and we just knit and we finished a couple of bottles of wine. Yeah, so I don't really have anything else to say about that, I guess. Last week was insanely busy, appointments the whole week, so that's why I didn't get any dyeing done. But this week is a lot better for appointments. I have one. I think I only have one appointment this week. And yeah, oh, there was something that I didn't show in the podcast last week that I was supposed to show, and I forgot. So you guys know about the Fibre Fix yarn subscription box, right? Yes? Good. The subscription box is called the Fibre Fix. I have a non-subscription option as well. It's just called Yarn of the Month Club, and that's for 1 skein at a time. And but if you're looking for, you know, to get a deal because you're getting more than 1 skein and because it's a ongoing subscription, then you want to check out the Fibre Fix. You have more options in Fibre Fix. You have more options of number of skeins. The base that you get for the Fibre Fix is different than the regular subscription. I only have three different kinds of bases for the non-subscription yarn: basic sock, classic DK, classic worsted. And then for the Fibre Fix box, I have those 3, but I also have a MCN sock, MCN DK, sparkle sock, MCN worsted weight. So if you're looking for the best, you want to get the subscription box called Fibre Fix. And along with the Fibre Fix, you can pick your number of skeins. You can go 2 skeins, 3 skeins, or 4 skeins. And if you want the main color, or if you want a main color plus a coordinating semi-solid. And I'm going to grab one of the boxes from last month because my girlfriend hasn't been able to pick it up yet. And then I'm going to show you what last month's colors were. And I'll be right back. Okay, this is the Fibre Fix box. Okay, there are 2 skeins in here, and my friend chose to get the basic sock. And it comes with a little card, and it comes wrapped, so it's like opening a present. And this is last month's color. This is the January yarn of the month. Is this upside down? Yeah. Morning View. That's what it's called. And I base the colors off of my view in the morning as I'm walking my son to school, because this is what the sky would look like. The blue, the pink is from the sunrise, and then the dark green speckles are from the spruce trees that are in my neighborhood. This was the matching semi-solid, and it's called Pink Champagne, and Pink Champagne is available in the shop. The Yarn of the Month club colors are exclusive for 6 months, so you cannot buy these until it's been 6 months. So this was last month's color. You have a few more days to get your orders in for the February yarn of the month. Again, you have a choice of the subscription box like this one, which saves you a bit of money because you're ordering more than one skein at a time, or the non-subscription, which is one skein at a time. The cutoff is February 14th. If you get your order in by the end of the day on February 14th, then you're in for the February color of the month. If it's after that, then you have to wait for March. And I marked down everybody. If your orders are in later in the month in February, you will get the March colorway. And I ship everything out before the end of the month. So the 15th is Thursday this week. I dye on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I will be dyeing the club colorways, the Fibre Fix Yarn of the Month Club colorways this week. So get your orders in right away. And if you want a hint about what the color is going to look like, I have a song title in my head, okay? And it's the way I've been feeling lately with us still being very much in winter and really wanting that warmth of spring. Your clue or hint for the February color of the month is Here Comes the Sun. So think about that. If that sounds really good to you, sign up for the Fibre Fix box, and you will get it before it will ship before the end of February. So that is what I forgot to tell you last week. So now, if you have any questions about Fibre Fix, you can leave me a question below. You can message me on my website, which is AlisonBarnesYarn.com, and I think I'm going to leave it at that so that I can edit this video and get it up before the end of the day. I have some tidying up to do. I hired a housekeeper. I'm trying her out. She's coming this afternoon. So I want to make sure that all the little toys and things are picked up off the floor and that she doesn't get totally annoyed at me because I have not met her yet. So we're going to see how this goes. If it helps, we'll do it again. And if I'll keep you posted. I don't know. I just know that I'd like a little bit of help around the house because it's either keep it tidy or keep it clean. I can't do both. We have a big house and my husband works a lot, and so even though I am working, I am at home while I'm working, and it kind of just falls on me sometimes. So we're gonna try it. I think that's it. I better stop before I start rambling. So I hope you guys have a really great week. There is no shop update this week. Like I said, I didn't do any dyeing for the shop, so the next shop update will be next week, the 21st. So I will see you guys next week. Hopefully I got more knitting done to show you and some sewing. So that's it. Bye!